We took an interdisciplinary approach to the curriculum because we know that that's most supportive of young people who are new to this country, struggling to learn new norms, how to attend school possibly for the first time. We really wanted to be able to streamline the experience for them. Even though we are very deeply committed to this interdisciplinary approach, we run into some challenges sometimes with mathematics. As dual tension between content versus context. So we always prioritize the content over the context. And we think that in certain cases, teachers might be able to use what they know about their students to select the right context for them. And we try to make sure that we attend to the content. I would definitely suggest really looking at and reading over the course narrative before looking at any other sections, because that really speaks to the rationale as to how and why we selected the learning experiences for students. Well, the process of aligning this curriculum to the Common Core standards is very ambitious. And that's because there are at least 200 content standards in math from pre-kindergarten to grade 8. It would be almost impossible to achieve these content standards with the coherence and the rigor demanded by the Common Core in the span of one particular school year. We had to be very strategic with the standards that we selected to focus on. We focused mostly on the major work of each grade to help us create the progression of learning from units 1 to 4. The unit map is actually developed using the Understanding by Design planning process and templates, so that might be familiar to a lot of people. I would then suggest looking at the performance task. Every unit concludes with a performance task that allows students to really apply their learning to a real world context. Then it gives you even more of a sense of what's going to be expected of students by the end of the unit. Students are also going to have an opportunity to do an oral presentation, whether it's individual or group. It's part of the overall academic experience for students. We want our young people to be speaking and talking and listening and reading and writing every single day. The performance task is a culmination of all the different contextual work in Unit 1, but we also have connections to what students have been learning in ELA and in science. Many Bridges students have some form of experience from their home countries with farming or even cultivating some small piece of land like a garden. So within this particular performance task, students are given a plot of land and they're asked to apply different learnings from the unit, such as area and measurement concepts, perimeter concepts. The goal is for students to use what they know about numbers to design a farm that's going to yield them the highest income possible. The performance task, as a result, is extremely open-ended and very easy to differentiate. Our rationale is to always hold the bar high for our students, but then give teachers resources and options to meet the needs of students who maybe just aren't quite ready to get there yet. The lesson guide is organized into sets, which are groups of lessons that are closely related to one particular topic, skill, or concept that students need to learn. The unit at a glance actually lays out all of the different sets along with their guiding questions and a brief description of what's accomplished in each set. As you look at the curriculum materials, you're going to see a lot of different types of questions. So the first question that you're going to come across is the essential question for the unit. So for example, Unit 1's essential question is, how do we use math to describe the world around us? So at first, some of these essential questions may seem really basic, and our students may only be able to respond to them very superficially. At the beginning of the unit, a student may only be able to say, we use math for money, and that's okay. But by the end of the unit, we should be seeing far more academic responses to these essential questions. Once you've seen the essential question for the unit, you'll notice that each set has its own set of questions. We call those questions guiding questions. And as students are answering these guiding questions for each of the sets, it brings them one step closer to be able to answering the unit's essential question. Manipulatives are essential to help make abstract concepts concrete for students. They also provide another resource to help students explain their thinking, especially when they don't yet have the language to do so. Some teachers have also found supplementing with technology useful. One important thing to know about any instructional technology is that it's used as a supplement to the curriculum. It's never designed or intended to be a replacement for Bridges Math. For some languages, we've created bilingual resources to support teachers in getting some of those hard to explain or hard to address concepts across to students. Formative assessment is a big part of this curriculum. Teachers really need to make sure that they're checking for understanding on a daily basis, as well as at strategic and specific intervals to ensure that students are meeting the learning targets. We provide several resources to help teachers assess their students. On the daily lesson level, we've provided exit tickets, suggestions for what to look for as students work. We've also embedded several different types of formative tasks, strategies, and protocols that teachers can utilize to get real-time data about what their students know and can do. The most important idea is that teachers are assessing their students' work regularly and making adjustments to their instruction that help students to be successful. In 2016, we've been able to revise Units 1 and 2. So we cannot emphasize enough that this curriculum is a work in progress. All Bridges teachers are playing an important role in the classroom testing of these lessons. And the curriculum team expects to continue working to refine these materials. We're hoping that we'll be able to continue to revise Units 3 and 4 in the near future.